Evening, and today is 24 March 2024. As usual, on Sundays, I'm joined by ZEFFA, the Zimbabwe Economic Freedom Fighters Alliance, and today I'm joined by the Defense and Security Strategist, Mr. Oshred Mutunami. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Mr. Kwambanko. How are you this evening?
Okay, fantastic. Please, can you quickly take us through your role as a defense and security strategist? What does that imply?
Okay, actually, I'm a political strategist with defense and security, which my role is to gather jealously the party. As you know, the infiltration normally that is taking place to the political parties. So my duty is to oversee all the recruitment that is taking place, to see genuine members to join ZEFFA. When you are joining ZEFFA, we need to go a process whereby we also check your background to see that the party will remain in safe hands, to make sure that there is no interference from outsiders, there is no infiltration from outsiders, people with the genuine role to play for our country, especially when it comes to political and economic inequality. So the thing is that we do a process to check everything, background check, I may say. We do background check to see our members when they are willing to join our party.
Okay, so what is the current leadership structure of ZEFFA?
Okay, the current leadership of ZEFFA right now, we have our president, L.T. Rwande, and our vice president, Mtapabere. Then we have Komiza, General Stolle. We have Secretary General Makosi. Then myself. That's the executive which is there running at the moment, though we have some gaps to be filled and to be announced in due course.
Okay, can you take us through the objectives? You've given us the structure that is there, and all the security checks which have put in place. What is the ultimate objective of ZEFFA? What do you want to achieve?
Gambangwe, the thing is that as we started ZEFFA, we started as a whistleblower to pinpoint things which are not going well in Zimbabwe. We need a rule change. When we say a rule change, we are not talking about the regime change, but we are talking about the situation change, whereby we'll be focusing on political and economic equality in Zimbabwe. We want to see our country come back to its state. As you can see, there's a lot of things which used to our country to be admired worldwide, but everything at the moment is going under drainage. So we want, when we are saying a change, it's not about the regime change. There's the things that we need to salute, the things that we acknowledge, especially from the ruling party, that they played during, I can say before, during, and after independence. When those things that are the motto that the guerrillas, the motto that the liberators, they were fighting for, that's the thing that we want only as ZEFFA to be implemented. That's the thing that we say we want it to be implemented in our country. People are suffering. People they have no way to go. As I'm speaking with you, Gambangwe, I am in a foreign land. There are some people with lucky, maybe having dual citizen, but for us, we don't have that dual citizen. The only country we have is Zimbabwe. And I cannot spend most of my time, the rest of my time. My kids are with me here. but the environment is not favorable. We want to put our country back so that people will start to enjoy the fruits of Zimbabwe. People will start to enjoy the fruits of everything that is in Zimbabwe must be shared equally.
Okay, so ultimately, is your objective or a strategy, a military strategy, or a political strategy? Where can we place ZEFFA?
ZEFFA, it is a movement, a radical movement, I can say that. It is a radical movement. We want to see action. We want to implement all those promises that we can give to the people. We want to put action. It is a movement. We are not a military organization, but it is a political party, I may say, but a radical movement.
Okay, do you have any members? Do you have, how do you intend to achieve all these goals? Because we've not seen you on the ground. You do not have an office in Zimbabwe. The only thing we know is that you gave an ultimatum of 3 months. So take us through your roadmap.
Okay, good question, Gamba. When we are asking about are we going to achieve, I think the ground is fertile. The ground is fertile. That's the first things that give us confidence in what we are doing. The ground is fertile. People are sick and tired. People, they need a real change. People, you've been waiting for this, a kind of party, a radical party which can implement, a radical party which can take action. We are not here as a celebrate or what to do such a politics, but what we are in here is to implement all the goals. We want to take actions. We want to see change, a real change. So when you're asking about the structures, if I can tell you right now, we have in South Africa here, we managed to penetrate about 4 provinces where we have our structures. Now we have another structure in Botswana, we have another structure in UK. So it's a slow thing, but which is being accepted by the people. We are getting calls from all over. We are getting calls from all over. People, they want to know what is the way forward. Some, they are even calling us. We are waiting for you, come. We want to see the movement going. So it's something that we are pleased, because this movement, it's not only for the ZEFFA, it is a movement for every Zimbabwean who is sick and tired of living this life. We have sick and tired of being lied to. We want to see action. We want to see changes, real change.
Okay, but you gave an ultimatum for a dialogue to take place between Chamisa and Mnangagwa. Take us through how that ties up to your strategy.
Okay, so Mr. Gambangwe, when the ultimatum was given, remember in ultimatum, it comes with prepositions, it comes with conditions, it comes with a demand. So some of the things, of course, I may not want to share it with you. As a veteran journalist, I think you know that there are things that you need to cross the bridge when you come to it. There are things that we are still waiting for the day. So I don't want to comment our next step in that regard. But as the days are narrowing, we have actions to take.
Okay, but you are calling for a dialogue between Chamisa and Mnangagwa. Are you enforcing on behalf of any of those parties, or are you enforcing for yourself? What exactly do you want to happen?
Actually, we are enforcing. We are representing any loving Zimbabwean who want to see, want to know what is taking place. The thing is that there's no way we cannot ignore the big brother Chamisa in opposition, and there's no way we can ignore the ruling party which is in power. But look how people are being taken for granted. We have the disputed elections that took place. SADC gave a report, but no one is telling the Zimbabweans the way forward. It's only rumors in the streets. Some, they were even believing that they are re-elections. So what we are saying is that when people cast their votes and the results are now announced, but without a legit government, what is the way forward? We want to know from ZANU-PF, we want to know from Triple C. They need to come on board and tell the people of Zimbabwe. Like I said to you, Gamba, we started as a whistleblower and pinpoint all the wrong things that is taking place. Also, the demand of the people that are telling us that what is the way forward. That's the only thing that we need people to know. And I think you can agree with me that the people, they deserve to know. So in that event, when we say we give them, we are asking them to come clean to the people of Zimbabwe. Why do we have to remain in dark? Why the people are not even informed what is taking place?
Okay, so you said there is no legitimate government in Zimbabwe right now.
I'm not like saying there's no legitimate government, but what I'm saying is this. We had a body, SADC, who went on to preside the election of Zimbabwe. When the election day came, when they gave us the report, they said the elections did not meet according to the SADC standard. So from there, we started to hear stories, a lot of stories. There are going to be a unity government, is going to be this and that. So our concern is, if you can quote me nicely, our concern is, Gamba, we say we need the information. We cannot have a situation whereby there are some meetings behind the scene and we don't even know what is these meetings, what are they bringing for the people of Zimbabwe? There are people in Zimbabwe right now, Gamba, who cannot take a step right now at the moment because they are still held with this information. They need to know what is the next move, so that what is the next thing that I can take a move. But now they are held. They don't know anything now. Right now, it's only those chicken politics that is being said. So all what we need from these parties is that you are the two big brothers in Zimbabwe. Can you come smart? Can you come clean and tell the people of Zimbabwe what is the way forward in that regard? Is there any development that is coming? Is there any talks that are going to materialize? Is there anything that is going to? So that's the thing. That's our concern.
Okay, but when your president was here, your general, he said that if the two parties do not sit down and talk, you as ZEFFA are going to intervene, and he's willing to take over himself. Is that still the position?
It's unfortunately I cannot comment on behalf of the president. As myself, I didn't hear that from the president, but like I'm saying, we used to having president to come. He can answer on that question. But according to what I understand, we are not a violent party. Violence is the last resort of the incompetence. We are not a violent party. We are there to implement the ideas, and we want to see our ideas being respected. That's what I can say.
Okay, so I think we're at a point where it's not clear. As I said, we want the roadmap, which clearly stipulates that now that we're in 2 months and none of the political parties have responded. So the roadmap is, let's say on the last day of the 3 months ultimatum, no one responds to you. What are you going to do? What should we expect? And what is the outcome that we should expect from ZEFFA? That is where I'm seeing there's lack of clarity. You have also not clarified if you recognize the government of Mnangagwa as a legitimate government. So please just recap on those issues as we close. I think we need a bit more clarity on that.
Okay, so when those letters, when that ultimatum was given to Mnangagwa, it was addressed as the president of Zimbabwe. By so doing, I think we are in a position to say we recognize him as the president of Zimbabwe. And when we address it to Advocate Chamisa, we recognize him as the big brother when it comes to opposition party. So I think that one, you answered our position in that regard. Then when the issue of the day, as I mentioned to you that we can only cross the bridge. Some of these things, it's tactical. We don't want to say it over here. But like I'm telling you, we always take action. We are a party that take action. But when we are saying take action, please understand, we don't mean violence, but we're going to take action if there's no response. What action can we do? Maybe we'll go direct to meet the two parties or whatsoever means, but which I cannot mention right now because we are waiting. We still have great hope that they are going to respond to us.
Okay. I think we are quite clear in terms of the structure. So let's recap. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I think let's recap on the structure. You said the structures in 4 provinces in South Africa, a structure in Botswana, UK. And what about Zimbabwe? What are the structures in Zimbabwe?
We are going there. We are busy right now to have structures in Zimbabwe. But as if you can understand, ZEFFA, it's a party formed in diaspora. So we need to organize ourselves in diaspora before we can say now this is the time to go to Zimbabwe.
Okay, but ultimately, you do not believe that the election in 2023 was legitimate. That's why you are calling for a dialogue.
According to SADC, it was not legitimate.
Okay, what about according to you? What is your position on that election? Was it legitimate or not?
As we actually live on the observers that went there. So we didn't have our representative during the elections, but our representative was SADC, AU. So when we went through the report of SADC, yes, it was not.
Okay, so according to you, the election was not legitimate. What should the dialogue lead up to? What should be the outcome, your preferred outcome of the dialogue?
Okay, the dialogue which we are demanding is for the sake of people of Zimbabwe. When the two elephants fight, the grass will always suffer. Who is suffering there? It is the people of Zimbabwe. So whatever the dialogue, whatever the outcome, we need an outcome that favors the ordinary people in Zimbabwe. We want to see, we need to protect civil liberties. We want to see people living a better life in Zimbabwe. That's what we fought for, Gamba. Nothing else, but for the people of Zimbabwe. So,
okay, but in terms of the dialogue, what do you expect to be the outcome of the dialogue? Do you need a power sharing arrangement? Do you need a new government? Do you need a re-election? What are you looking for from the dialogue?
Like maybe I can try again to explain to you. It won't help me having a government of national unity when the government of national unity are not taking care of the people of Zimbabwe. It doesn't help me to have another re-election if that re-election the people are not focusing with the lives of the Zimbabwean people. So whatever they are discussing, whatever they are doing, we are saying put the people first. If those two parties put the people first, they will come up with something that will make ZEFFA to celebrate, that will put a smile on members of ZEFFA. So whatever the dialogue that they are going to have, I cannot dictate what is supposed to come there, except if the dialogue favors the ordinary people of Zimbabwe.
Okay, but that's not clear in terms of, because you must have a position. You have put an ultimatum, you must have a position.
I'm not, I don't think that maybe where I'm failing to explain to you that you still need clarification on that. The ultimatum was to have a solution with the crisis in Zimbabwe. So what we are expecting from the dialogue is that is when we can see the resolutions from the dialogue, we want to see, is there anything to do with changing the life of Zimbabwe? So if there's nothing, then we are not going to celebrate, and we are not going to stop demanding more things from them. So at the moment we say, brothers, sit down for the sake of Zimbabweans. Sit down with the mindset of changing the life of Zimbabweans. If you have that mind, you know, Gamba, we have a situation here where people now, we are, even when we are outside election era, we have seen people receiving cars in the name of you were supporting ZANU-PF, and the president turning a blind eye in that regard. Like I said to you, when we address him as the president of Zimbabwe. But now, if the president of Zimbabwe cannot say anything after elections and people receiving cars to say, because we are, is it not going to be a state capture? Are we not witnessing a state capture here that each and every Zimbabwean now, he thinks that even doing business, I must support ZANU-PF. Even getting money, I must support ZANU-PF, which is a very, very dangerous thing. Those are some of the things that we are saying. When we are addressing it, please try to correct that error. Try to correct that mistake. Once you declare yourself as the president of Zimbabwe, now everyone, even those that voted against you, you need to take care of them. You are the president of Zimbabwe, not the president only of ZANU-PF. So I don't want to talk about the essay that this Chivayo is getting money from ZANU-PF. I don't have evidence of that, but all I have evidence from Chivayo is that when he's giving those things, he said because they played a role in ZANU-PF. So as a president, you cannot keep quiet on such things. We can't have a state capture like that. We need you to address the situation that the election time is over. Now we want to see if it's a donation, it has to be benefiting Zimbabweans, not certain group. That's a state capture. That's a state capture, which will force every person to say, celeb, musicians, this and that. Now they are forced to say, to sing for ZANU-PF, to do this thing for ZANU-PF. What kind of country are we expecting in future? What kind of generation? What are we doing? Do you know that there are some people who are not even concerned about politics? They are not members of ZANU-PF, they are not members of CCC. So now, what are they going to think, those people, when they see that in order for you to benefit this, such a thing, you have to be a card-carrying member, you have to go to a rally of ZANU-PF and perform. That's the thing that we are saying we want to address, to say, please, if you said you won and now you are the president of Zimbabwe, we want to see the way forward. It's 5 years, Gamba, towards for the next elections. So now if we cannot remove the mood of election, which means we are not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. If we are stuck now going back to those people who performed, who supported ZANU-PF and say these are the people who are supposed to benefit. Yet our hospitals are like that. Our roads are like that. which hospital can benefit. Any donation in a hospital, it can benefit everyone, every Zimbabwean. But a car
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, but I think what I wanted to clarify was you are dealing with a military junta, and a military junta does not release without being forced to do so. That is why they were able to rig, and their SADC is even failing to force them to do anything. And you come with an ultimatum, we expect you to be able to enforce your ultimatum. If you say you are going to present an ultimatum of 3 months, you can't then just say after 3 months nothing will happen. We expect a clear statement of intent to say after 3 months we're going to do such and such a thing, because they're dealing with the military junta, and they only respond to one thing, which is to be forced to do something. And at the moment, that's not clear to me how we are going to enforce the ultimatum, the 3 months ultimatum.
Okay, I think maybe here we are twisting the word ultimatum. Like I mentioned, ultimatum comes with propositions, conditions, and demand. So yes, the ultimatum still stands, and we are waiting for the last day in order for us to take action. But what I'm not sharing with you is what action are we going to take. But we said if in the event that no one respond to us up until the last day, then yes, we are going to take action.
Okay, so what you're basically saying is that we should not expect anything after the expiry of the 3 months ultimatum.
No, but I just answered you that if it's expired, then we are going to take action. So expect action. I think I lost you now. I can't hear you. Hi, Gambang, can you hear me? I can't hear you. I don't know if you are hearing me. Maybe I lost signal.
Apologies, I've got an airport here near me, so sometimes I tend to lose the network because of the. If an aeroplane passes, I lose my network. And
Okay.
I think we should actually wrap it up because we've been talking for quite a while.
Okay.
Because I obviously want our listeners to get a clear understanding of your role, your structure. I think the structure is understood. It's a diaspora party. You've got people all over the world. But I think what is not clear is what happens if there is no negotiation. That is very unclear. People cannot understand what you're going to do because your president had came here and said that he's going to take over if there's no negotiation. That was the end result we're expecting. That he is going to be willing to take over.
All I can say is that, Mr. Gamagwe, do not despise the days of small beginnings. I think you are eagerly want to see what is going to happen after the ultimatum, but like I said, let's cross the bridge when we come to it. We are holding our cards on the chest in that regard. Something that I cannot share it right now. Something that I can say it for the reason that we don't want the counter before the actual. So let us wait for the day. Then, as a radical party, you are going to see action. And we are going to take that action. We assure people that we are going to take action. But like I said, we are not a violent party, but will take action.
Okay, so I think we have reached 30 minutes. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
No, I just want to thank you for this opportunity and with your platform. And I say continue doing a good job. I applaud your work that you are doing. I salute it. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.
Okay. Yes, can you give us just a quick brief introduction about yourself? It was unfortunate that we didn't get to ask you this. Can you give us a view of who you are and your brief history as we close?
Okay, just my name Oshred Mutunami, born in Shirogwe. I grew up Shirogwe. Now I'm based in South Africa. I'm someone who wants to see a real change in Zimbabwe. We are saying Zimbabwe is the only country that we have. So my ambition is that if I cannot make it during my time, but I have to create at least a foundation for the generation to come to take over from where I left and to continue with the struggle of a real change in Zimbabwe. Yes, it's something that we can say it's not for today or tomorrow, but every journey start with one step. That's all I can say for tonight.
Okay, that is amazing. And I think this is a very interesting. ZEFFA appears to have a lot of people in the structures, and I believe that we'll be getting more clarity as we go. I still have a lot of unanswered questions, and I think next week we're going to be pressing more on what it is that you want to achieve. Because I think many people have got questions about what you want to achieve as ZEFFA. And many people think that you are actually trying to do something that is more of a military nature. That is what many people think. I'm talking here from looking at the comments and the way people view ZEFFA is a military organization. So it will take a while before people can understand what you just said, that you believe in non-violence. But many people believe that you've got a military objective. And that is the last word that I wanted to say. To say we might need to clarify that further. And that will need a better description of what you want to achieve. Because at the moment, it doesn't appear as if you are a political party. Many people believe that you are a grouping that wants to solve things in a military way.
No, we are not terrorists. We are not a military group. We are a democratic party that wants to be in power via the means of democracy. All what we are differ, maybe, if I can clarify, is that we are a radical movement. We want to see things, we want things to be implemented. That's all I can say for tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Oshred Mutunami, Defense and Security Strategist for Zimbabwe Economic Freedom Fighters Alliance. Thank you very much for your time, and a good night to everyone who's watching and the listeners.
Thank you once again.